Hey, it's Future Quentin here. What? At the beginning of the episode? Yeah, I know. So this week is a very different episode. When Daniel and I started this podcast, we were going to do it every other week because we both have day jobs, and writing a story every single week and editing and then recording and then editing the episode was going to be too much for us to do every week. So we were going to do the episodes every other week. And then before we launched, we recorded the first 3 episodes. But then we got to the world building bit of the 3rd episode, and we just talked about magic and how the only way you can define it is that it's indefinable, and we decided it was a very bad world building. So we got together again to record a substitute world building to put on the end of that episode. And then we talked for 2 hours. So I edited that down, and it was about an episode length of its own. Then we had the idea, instead of doing stories every week, we could alternate between stories and pure world building. It would mean the main episodes would probably be a little bit shorter. And then we can have a full episode of world building. That way we keep each episode not too long, and then we still have content every week. And so here's this new thing that is different than the previous 3 episodes. But from here on out, it should be alternating between the stories and these conversational world building pieces. So I hope you guys like this, and I'll talk to you more at the end.
All right. So Aegis.
So Aegis is going to be our big superhero squad.
Yeah, our international superhero squad.
Our Justice League or the Avengers.
So we're setting this in a modern era, but we have silver and gold ages past. Was that what we decided?
Yeah. The founding of this can be like the first big meeting of everyone joining up.
Right.
This was the first team, if this was a comic book.
So you think they started like in the golden age, like 1930s or 40s?
Something like that.
Okay.
Probably Amy Dangerous was there.
Yeah, I would bet so.
I don't want to dive too far into any one bit, but a founding team does seem pretty good, and maybe the modern team is pretty good, but whatever shakeups in the middle can definitely be left unexplored.
I didn't think we were going to make an Excel spreadsheet on this this time.
I kind of don't mind if there's not a Batman type guy, just because in Justice League they kind of have to stretch Batman into more than what he is.
I liked how cheeky he got in Justice League. There was a time he had to paint himself yellow to get around the Green Lantern's power. There was a comic story where he had kryptonite to fight off Superman, and then contingency plans for all the other members. And I really enjoy that concept of a hero that's ready to take down everyone else at a moment's notice.
I mean, a super intelligent person wouldn't be out of place.
Yeah, for sure.
But if they didn't have powers, like Batman doesn't have powers, I imagine he or she or whatever would be kind of behind the scenes and not out on mission.
Unless they have super suits.
I'm thinking 5 on the current team. 5 or 7.
All together? Or just the core members?
The core members.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Amy Dangerous is on the current team. I don't know what her missing for a bit did.
I'll enjoy that she's kind of aloof to things right now. At least in the segments we've had her in so far.
Yeah.
She seems to be a little distant from world going-ons.
That was probably the last big shakeup. When she left, they probably changed up a bit.
So you're thinking 5?
Yeah.
You're thinking they're all Amy Dangerous level? Or are they near her level?
There's enough other teams that you don't get onto this team without being super.
Okay, so there's other junior leagues running around.
I think there's plenty of teams in this world. There's one I haven't written about, but it's definitely somewhere in here. The League of Elemental Animals.
Is it a Power Rangers team?
I don't know what it is, but everyone's got an element and an animal.
Bring me teenagers with attitude. We need Aquaman for an ocean character, but I like the idea that he isn't pretty like Aquaman or Namor.
Just an actual fish man.
So something more like Abe Sapien maybe? Or an octopus?
All of them got Atlantis, right?
Yeah. It's a given that there's some lost kingdom under the sea that's super advanced.
Do we think that maybe Amy Dangerous was a leader type before whatever happened?
Yeah. I think she was probably...
So that probably shook it up pretty big.
And because of how old she is, she probably was the leader for quite a while.
In that case, did someone else from the team step up to a leader spot, or was there a new member that took that leader spot?
Ooh. I think the idea of someone from outside getting the spot would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because then there could be animosity between someone that thought they should have it, who's now pushed to the back.
Yeah. Ooh, what if we put our robot mech guy on the team?
That'd be good. The smaller robot, not the big one.
So I guess we need a name for that guy.
Didn't we go with Nuts and Bolts?
Mm-hmm.
Talos? That was a robot thing from Greece mythology. We could go with something like Peacekeeper, since they were sent by the robot city to be like a ambassadorial position, right?
What if it's just their robot name?
Something like 101, just really simple.
Some ID number.
Someone says, "What's your name?" And they open their mouth, and just the sound for a barcode being read rings off.
It's like that, the internet dial-up noise.
Yeah. Oh, hi. It's good to see you.
That's his name.
Yep.
Or its name. I like that their name is robot gibberish to our ears. But what does everyone call them?
Ooh. We could call the big one Shining and the little one Knight. So it'll be a knight in shining armor.
Veto. What about if his name sounds like the dial-up noise? Everyone calls him dial-up.
Ooh.
And they call the big one broadband. This is our super smart one.
Oh, okay. His power is to always be able to call up anything from the internet.
Yeah.
He's like the Vision.
Except he's less capable, or the little one is less capable. The little one is the brain, and the mech that this little one gets into is the brawn.
Okay, I like that. I think that's good. So dial up and broadband.
I do like it. Although it's kind of the opposite.
Well,
it fits their like physical descriptions.
Yeah. I had a thought. What if Atlantis was a Martian city that immigrates to Earth? So then we get a space one and a water one for one character.
Is it kind of they took a city and just blasted off and landed here?
I mean, yeah, they had a spaceship that we think of as a city.
So then it sank and they adapted or evolved or whatever?
I don't know.
But they are fish people now.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're all green, definitely.
Like fish colors. So they could be like green, blue. They're really deep, so they could be clear.
Ooh. But those ones can't come out to the sun because when they do, all their organs just die.
They just cook really, really well in sunlight.
Ooh.
He could be like Black Manta then and always wear like a lot of armor.
So are they technologically advanced, or is it more like a blend of mystical technology kind of deal?
Yeah, I kind of like that. What if it's similar to District 9, where most of the people that got off the planet don't understand how it works necessarily, but they have this really fascinating technology. So they're kind of stranded here, but they have some access to weapons that could keep them safe.
Yeah.
Did we want to set them to be a recent thing that just happened? Or do we want to backtrack it to ancient stories?
No, I think it's got to be that. If we're going to tie into like Atlantis type mythos.
Right. So we've got a robot and a fish person, a reverse mermaid. Who else do we need? I think we should still have a Superman-like character.
That was the vacuum that was created, so.
Yeah.
If that's what got filled. Perhaps there was some sort of up-and-comer type person and he or she just kind of filled in the slot.
I just remembered my character Adam Dangerous from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was an alternate world hero who was just a complete idiot, but he made it to a different world and they didn't know that he was an idiot. And then like the first mission out, he's going, I have no idea. Usually people just give up when I'm here. Or do we want him to be that Zap Brannigan-ish?
That might be fun.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't want them to be super obvious.
Right.
I don't want everyone around them to be, he shouldn't be the top of this team, but is. I don't think this is the organization that's filled with bureaucracy. I think this is an organization at the top because they're the top.
Right.
So if they've got a problem, they can fight it out amongst themselves. And if somehow they got an element that didn't work out and couldn't be resolved, it would just, I guess that team's done.
That's true. This isn't like the Avengers then, where they've got some government oversight.
No, I think this one is above everyone else because they are if they could be controlled by some government or some corporation or something, they might be. I do want to come back to the fish man at some point.
Okay.
Or fish person. Because I want to know a bit more about general powers or something.
Oh, yeah.
We talked a bit about their, I guess, Martian technology, kind of.
Right. Being sort of mystical.
Yeah, is that sort of what plays into their super personness, or?
I could see it being similar to Asgardians. Or maybe they've got super weapons that can give them powers.
I like that. Does it have to be a trident?
No.
What if they've got a society where they've got a certain number of super weapons?
I like that. They can't make any more right now.
Yeah, and he has, or this fish person has one of them.
So it's almost Black Panther-ish, where there's a hierarchy to who has the super weapons.
Perhaps, yeah.
I really enjoy Aquaman's psychic abilities, so that could be something interesting to make up for maybe physical strength. Because I am seeing him as a very alien creature with natural weapons like tentacles, but they would probably still be really susceptible to piercing and punching hooks with bait on the end.
I wonder if it's part of how they communicate.
That'd be cool. They just sort of force thoughts out.
So they've got some sort of weapon.
I'm trying to think of a non-trident, because now I'm just thinking of this octopus with an awesome trident. But I'm sure I can think of something really cool.
I mean, we could just figure out a list of 7 weapons at some point.
That's true. What about, for another member, a witch character?
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah?
Oh, is that all you had?
Oh, that's... that's about as far as the pitch had gotten.
I wonder if it could be a person that used to be on Spell Squadron.
Yeah?
And went upwards. Graduated Spell Squadron.
Top of their class.
I think everyone I mentioned in that story is dead or on the team again. From the previous iteration.
Oh, okay.
Except Miss Mist. Who went disappeared.
Right. So I was thinking like a fey creature would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. We could have a magic user to be the super strong.
What was that one you talked about before? Magic Hulk?
Yeah, so I thought it'd be really cool to have a magic Hulk that was like a demon or something that got like a person that was possessed. And then I remembered that that was literally a character from the book X Heroes.
Yeah.
There was a magician in that book who was possessed by a demon, and he was a magic Hulk. I still like the concept, but...
What do we have now? We got super smart robot person, vaguely alien person. I mean, we gotta have some human people.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of some more people from Earth.
What about Magic Hulk, but their stuff is from magic tattoos or something?
Ooh.
Is that something?
Maybe something like Shazam? Are they transform with tattoos? Or are you thinking just straight up tattoos?
Like tattoo, they get a magic tattoo for a new power they want.
Oh.
And perhaps there's different, I don't know a whole lot about tattoos, but there's different things we could explore with that. such as if they've got some sort of ring around their bicep that's giving them super strength or something. If their skin gets torn, they kind of lose that power there.
That reminds me of the Electra movie. There was a guy with magic tattoos on that, but he had a different power. His like came to life.
Yeah, I don't know which one is that.
It was like the early 2000s Electra.
Oh, Electra. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard Electro, and I was like, I don't know how this relates to any of what you said.
Daniel just suffered a minor stroke. He's talking about Spider-Man now. It's weird.
So they have to go get things repaired if they're damaged or something. Perhaps it's just the markings on the skin. The design is the spell. So if something got ripped, perhaps they could just draw it back on.
They have a Sharpie. They're just trying to fix it really quick.
Yeah, to get the power back or something. The tattoo nature is just to keep it more permanent.
Be kind of cool if he was like is it Maui? Is that the culture that does a lot of tattooing for their warriors? The New Zealand people?
Maori?
Oh, maybe that's it.
I don't know. Deadliestwarriors.wikia.com.
That sounds like a legit website to check.
Apparently the Maori warrior lost against the Shaolin monk. It's from New Zealand.
Okay.
10 facts about Maori warriors. 10 terrifying facts. Their tattoos were carved in.
Ooh. I mean, early tattooing was bad no matter what, but that sounds extra bad.
It's carved in the skin with a mallet and chisel. It was made from a bone, and the ink was made from ash and fat.
Sometimes when I think about it, getting a tattoo, I think it'd be really neat to get a traditional tattoo, like an old style one like that, just so I could be kind of hardcore with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think about how horribly painful that would be, and maybe that would be okay not to get. But yeah, do you think would that work for that kind of character?
Yeah, we could incorporate some of that into that.
Yeah.
We need more research
right
on that side of things, but
I just think of the last Egypt movie. No matter what, I can do better than that when it comes to treating someone's culture.
So, tattoo magic person.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. It's a good jumping off spot. Maybe we need some sort of like mutant character.
Is fish person not good enough for you?
I meant in like an X-Men sort of way.
Is fish person not good enough for you?
I'm sorry, fish person.
Oh man, I was like, when did your thing take place? Can we just steal a character we already made? Just wondering. Minotaur showed up. How powerful is Minotaur?
I mean, Minotaur's pretty powerful, but I think she's like the administrator for Citadel.
Yeah, but who gets a call from Aegis and says no?
That's true.
But also, it seems like the timing isn't right.
Maybe she keeps applying for the job, and she keeps getting turned down. She's getting really bitter about that.
Yeah.
I was going to say Bison, but I think she's heading towards retirement.
Bison's heading towards retirement?
I mean, she's getting up there.
I didn't know that.
I mean, not like immediately, but...
You haven't stated how old Bison is in a story, so...
That's true.
I guess my next Citadel story is about how young Bison is.
Oh no! I've got to go back and edit episode 1. She's 87.
I mean, we could have not as dumb Adam Dangerous.
Yeah.
Some sort of otherworld Amy Dangerous alternate that somehow crossed over.
What if they went to go find Amy during her absence, and they found Adam from an alternate universe, and people just haven't figured it out yet?
Yeah, I feel like he has to have not be calling himself Adam Dangerous.
Okay.
Because I feel like Amy might pay him a visit immediately. And we want this to be something that plays out in the future, not already played out.
I did like the name Mr. Marvelous.
Just Adam, the first Superman. When it could be true in his world. But he's just showed up here and no, you're not really the first Superman, but you are really powerful, so I guess you could be on the team.
Now when I'm thinking of names, I'm trying to think of character names that'll be okay to read. So something like Stupendous would be just probably awful for writing over and over and over as a character's name.
So we were thinking yes on Adam.
I'm interested in that.
I do like that.
I would like
it has a lot of story behind it also.
Yeah.
And that we know it's a sort of irony thing we know, and no one in the universe knows about this. But I do also think it has to be a sort of deception on Adam's part.
Right.
Whether or not he's doing this out of a malicious thing or what, I don't know yet, but I do think he has to be misleading people for this to be a thing.
Yeah. The way I am sort of thinking about him right now, as far as the way we've been talking, is his ego is so big about himself that I think he does see himself as this important person.
Yeah.
And getting there and getting propped up is kind of like help that. Yeah,
it could be sort of, he is misleading, but it falls in line with him being dumb comments.
Yeah.
That he just doesn't, he's just, I'm in it now.
I'm awesome. Yeah. I feel like maybe he would have a really good PR person.
Oh, maybe that's the first kind of in person he encounters.
A down and out marketer.
Brain behind his operation. He's like, let's get you in Aegis.
Yeah, kid, you're going to be a star, a big star.
So he's got to rebrand himself. We got to come up with that name, but we can come back to that.
Gold Star.
I mean, that doesn't sound terrible.
Yeah. You got to have something good, kid. Something that'll go good in a hashtag. Oh, hashtag poop fart. No, we're not doing that, kid. We're not doing hashtag poop fart.
So is he the leader? They just assume he's on top of it?
And maybe he shows up and from everyone else's viewpoint, he shows himself to be super powerful.
Well, perhaps. He is super powerful. And perhaps he makes wise sort of strategic decisions because he's in contact with this other guy.
Yeah.
That actually knows what's going on. But there are moment to moment missteps he makes.
Right.
That have the team as they see them go, I don't know if this guy is entirely with it.
And I think he might have a lot of BS lines where he says things, I have to return to my sleep chamber to rejuvenate. And he just ducks into a room and calls his agent and tells him the situation. Oh, I just had like a really good idea, but I'll save it.
Okay, you can tell me and I'll cut it out.
Okay.
I'm definitely cutting this part out. Now I feel like if I cut that out, I have to cut out all of the marketing stuff.
Nah. It's an Easter egg.
Do we have a name for Adam? Was it Gold Star?
I mean, Gold Star sounds cool. Or, I was going to say Captain Planet there for just a second, and I remembered that's a thing.
Captain Earth.
Captain definitely this dimension. I was thinking the last person should be whoever got passed over for leader. What about like a tech hero?
We do have Robot.
Well, yeah. I was thinking like Star-Lord or Batman or Rocketeer.
A Booster Gold.
A Booster Gold.
A Booster Gold Star.
They could still have some superpowers. Maybe a Captain America-ish situation.
What about a guy that just turns into a flock of birds?
Just one full flock.
Yeah.
Oh, I remembered a character I'd thought about was, for this kind of team, was Meownier.
What was that again?
You don't remember that? So they're like going around the table and introducing people. And then they're like, this is Meownier. He's like, do you mean Thor? Thor was my master, and I was his hammer. Like, is a person who is the figurative hammer. But maybe that'd be good for the fish person, since they are tied to an artifact. What about do a character like Minerva?
Minerva's.
So she's like, quote unquote, old god or something like that?
I don't know. I think we need someone super earthy human.
Yeah.
Because we've got tattoo person, but everyone else is kind of alien. So if we do the mythological god, it's got to be some sort of person that is imbued with that power or something, which I guess is similar to a Thor type thing.
Right.
But I guess the fish person is not exactly a Thor type person because they still have all the powers of the fish Martians.
Right. Just the additional powers.
They're just the elite warrior group of that society. Whereas this one would be more, I picked up a thing and it gave me all of these powers. Or kind of Green Lantern-esque. So would it be someone, the cliched, someone was excavating some ruins and happened to fawn, insert mythological item.
So Enchantress? Ooh, I was just thinking of a power set. Well, how do you feel about gravity control?
How would it manifest?
I don't know. Wait, I've got it. They have an old mask that they found, and when they put it on, they become Jim Carrey.
No, guys, I am Jim Carrey.
Yeah, no, it's not the mask. He is Jim Carrey then. And it's not that he's all that powerful. It's just...
They like to keep him around.
Yeah, everyone loves Jim Carrey so much that they just put him on the team.
What about a mask that steals other people's faces, and then they can put it on and get all their powers?
Oh. Does it just, like, rip off their face?
No, I don't. I think it, like, you put it on someone's face, and it molds to that face, and then you could take it off, and then...
Oh, okay. That sounds less
become
violent.
that person. It also sounds very invasive, that I don't know if this would be a... I mean, I like this character. I don't know if this would be an Aegis character.
Yeah.
Unless they took some powerful person's face and then pretended to be that person forever.
Just forever. Trying to think. Magic Tattoo person will be like a physical hand-to-hand person.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is also kind of physical. Does a robot fight more from afar?
I don't know. Probably a little bit.
Like a both?
And up close because they're a giant robot, so they can...
That's true. And then the fish person could fight more smart and more range somewhat.
What if I mean, this helps. Their weapon is bow and arrow or something.
Oh.
I don't know how good that would be as an underwater weapon.
Well, they've got
Maybe that's why they came up. I got bow and arrow.
I was going to say, they've got like javelins that are good for that. Or harpoons.
Yeah. But I mean, that could be a motivation for why they're up here and not down there. It's a weapon that would have worked on Mars, so it could be a holdover. And this was a position that became not about using the weapon, but became more administrative or something. Like, I don't know their culture at all at this point.
Right.
But if these are important positions, perhaps some of the other ones are more about the warrior stuff, and this one's more about it became something else, since it's less effective underwater.
I mean, we could lean into the harpoon idea. So he just has like a couple of harpoons he can throw out.
What if it's just a bow?
Oh.
But they've modified it to shoot lasers or something. Like it.
That'd be cool.
He pulls back and then it just shoots.
That would work.
So that way they don't have that underwater thing.
I appreciate that, because trying to think of the physics of underwater arrows. But no, I think that'd work. So he can be a range shooter. I'm trying to think of the position that's left. What about something like a healer character?
Yeah, maybe something more defensive.
Or control-ish?
Yeah, something defensive, control, healing type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, gravity control could be very well used control type.
Make everyone else really heavy.
I mean, I think we can play around with the gravity powers in different ways. Maybe if we come up with a source for it, it'll...
I like the concept of a transforming hero, because it seems like so far most of the concepts are out.
What if it's some ancient necklace or something, but it's not so much a transformation thing? There's this power, like, I don't know how, but some ancient civilization captured a black hole.
Oh.
And this character has learned how to open it in different ways to release its power a bit or something.
What if they were sort of like Storm, but instead of making weather, they can just open random black holes to do things?
Ooh.
She doesn't fly. She just opens a black hole above herself where she wants to go, and it just zips her up in the air.
Bad. I think she just is torn apart.
They're comic book black holes, so nothing bad happens, right? You just warp into another dimension temporarily.
Yeah. Perhaps it's not a found thing, then.
They could be like Tara from Teen Titans, and they use rocks all the time.
So she has control of gravity, but she just throw rocks?
Yeah, I never understood her powers because she just used rocks. And if she had gravity power, you could do a lot more with that. And if it's just rock power, I feel like you could do more with it. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't watch enough to see what her power was.
Maybe that's what this Sierra was for a bit.
Yeah.
Didn't understand the power. So perhaps it's something more innate and not discovered or something. The learning of the use of their power is what got them into Aegis. Perhaps they're one of the newer recruits right before Amy gets away.
Okay.
And the team kind of starts breaking apart, but she pulls them back together, both
with gravity,
physically with gravity and figurative. Kind of brings the team back together, and then she kind of takes on this leader role. But then they go to find Amy Dangerous, and Adam just kind of swoops in over her.
Yeah, so they kind of feel like they were supposed to be in that position.
Yeah, because they were kind of shaping up to be that person. Maybe they didn't want to at first, and then felt good at it once they started making those type decisions.
Yeah.
We get a name?
Rockula.
I guess my immediate reaction to that one is no.
Oh. Boulder.
Why are you a rock person?
I was just throwing out ideas. You said they didn't know their power at first.
Yeah, but I feel like they do now. So maybe they did have a rock name, but they're probably rebranded.
Gravstar.
Oh, these are terrible. Grav Rock.
I'm saving all of these for later.
Gravular. Neutron. Comma Jimmy.
What about Vulcan?
What about Gruvman?
About what?
Gruvman.
It sounds like a beer mascot.
What about Groovity? Gravity but groovy.
Do they have to wear like a giant medallion from the 70s?
Sure.
They're on roller skates all the time?
Yeah. I think we built the character, basically.
Can they roller skate into the sky like the American Rabbit?
No.
Oh.
Well, I guess technically they could make it look like that. About Grav Train.
Seismic?
I mean, that's not bad.
Quake? Just go simple?
I don't mind Quake.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because that's one that could be for rock powers, and then, it's more. Well, it's still good.
Yeah, maybe early on they just did earthquakes in general, and then they figured out how to focus it more.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Dial-Up and their buddy Broadband.
Okay.
Unnamed Fish Person. Unnamed Tattoo Magic Person.
Okay.
Gold Star. Amy Dangerous but male from a different dimension. And Quake. Master of Earthquakes and also probably Gravity.
I had a thought for a second, but I think it's already a thing. But for Fish Person, they could be named Mantle, and it's because they keep passing the artifact down as a mantle to the next person.
I mean, it could be that Mjolnir sort of thing. Their superhero name is their weapon name.
That's true.
But they have an actual name. Perhaps that this has been a longer standing person, but different people.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it's like, you're not whatever your weapon name is. I'm like, no, we're all the same. Like, I'm just the next wielder.
Yeah.
So the name of this bow, this magic bow that shoots lasers, Bowtar.
Laser face.
It can have some, just like Mjolnir is a name. It could be some completely out there name because it's fish language based. Like Beep Thoop.
Lub lub.
Blubton. Tall sheep. And it sounds like tall sheep, but it's actually like way different.
So what if Tattoo Person has a sort of 70s rock and roll name like Battle Maiden?
I mean, that fits with the character.
And I mean, that's still general enough. We can still consider background.
I mean, I don't have any problem with Battle Maiden.
Yeah. So are we just trying to figure out Fish Person then?
I guess. I mean, we can go with Beep Boop or Thunfar, or perhaps it's sort of like a...
Just a guttural growl. And then took his sword.
Yeah, let's make it like that.
And said. I think he would still have, or they would still have some name that we could call them by.
What about Manticore? there's a core there and the mantle, and they combine for a manticore.
I mean, Manticore's cool. I think that could work.
Yeah, I don't know about for this guy.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a cool name just in general.
yeah.
What if we went with something like that, like Kraken?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It kind of ties it back to the ancient Greece thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of some aspect of the arrow weapon that Kraken would describe.
What if the group is the Kraken?
Ooh.
And they're different pieces of the Kraken. I mean, this doesn't solve our name thing because they need like different names for the pieces of the Kraken.
Right. Oh, like the artifact set.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like bow of the Kraken. What about Ichival? It's a Norse bow?
Oh, that's cool. The only thing I don't like about naming it just some other mythological weapon is it takes away some of their mythology.
Yeah.
It possesses the power of each pull of one arrow will release 10 arrows.
Maybe the weapon was held by Odin for a while?
So Odin's there?
Yeah. At some point. They're all there. I had this idea that at some point the like old gods get really tired of Amy Dangerous and they go to like war. And maybe she goes and kills a lot of them.
Oh,
I was thinking that'd be like a weird, like ancient storyline.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So are they just superheroes or what?
That's what I was thinking. I'm still thinking through some of that idea. But I think that's a lot of world building right there. Like there's a good roster.
Yeah, like some of the history we got into.
Yeah. Kind of set the stage for some of Aegis's stuff.
Yeah, some stuff can play out from this.
Everybody loves Jim Carrey. I guess those two were living in a pre-Jim and Andy world. Also, I've been thinking, Future Quentin is a cool name. But how about Laser Quentin? It still carries that future vibe, but it sets me apart from all the other time travelers. You can find those boys on Twitter at Double Issue Show. You can find us on Facebook, Double Issue Show. You can email us, doubleissueshow@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and let us know what you thought of this different format. So see you guys next week for the cliffhanger prompt. Wait. One more thing I got to tell you guys before